Shock, sorrow, and deep regret are the emotions I feel after researching and learning about more than 100 Black celebrities involved in fatal medical complications. Hello everyone, we are our Memory Vault, and this is the video 15 Black celebrities who tragically died due to failed surgery. This profoundly affects how we view the fragile boundary between life and death in medicine, and it might leave you in shock. This video is suitable to play while you are resting, having a meal with your family, or doing household chores. All the information in this video has been researched and collected by us from various sources. If there are any mistakes, please leave a comment below to help our channel grow even more. Please subscribe to the channel, press the like button, and turn on the notification bell to receive updates on our earliest videos. Now let us dive right into our first figures. Arthur Ashe. Arthur Ashe was not merely an outstanding tennis player, but to our generation, he was a great symbol of resilience and compassion. Becoming the first Black man to win Wimbledon, the US Open, and the Australian Open, he broke down all racial barriers in a sport that was highly exclusive at the time. His calm demeanor, profound wisdom, and community-oriented heart turned him into a tireless social activist. When looking back at Arthur's legacy, our channel always feels a deep sense of respect, because he fought not only for personal titles, but also for the dignity of an entire generation of Black people longing to assert themselves. However, tragedy struck in the cruelest way that no one could have foreseen. In 1983, Arthur was forced to undergo a second coronary artery bypass surgery to maintain his life. To ensure safety for this major surgery, doctors administered blood transfusions to him. Tragically, those units of blood transfused into that great body carried the immunodeficiency virus. The surgery succeeded in repairing his heart, but unintentionally handed him a slow, devastating sentence. In my personal view, this is one of the most heartbreaking hidden corners of 1980s medical history. A time when awareness regarding blood transfusion safety still had far too many fatal flaws. For a decade after that fateful surgery, Arthur Ashe still chose to live with immense self-respect and continued to contribute. Instead of sinking into resentment or blaming the negligence of the medical system at that time, he established foundations to raise disease awareness and dedicated his final days to protecting those in similar situations. Ultimately, he took his last breath in 1993, leaving behind an unfillable void. His passing makes us realize that sometimes medicine can heal one part, but take away an entire life due to unpredictable risks. His name will forever be a painful reminder of the incredibly high price of medical risks. Teddy Pendergrass. Speaking of Teddy Pendergrass, audiences of our age will surely immediately remember one of the most masculine, warm, and captivating voices of the 1970s R&B era. As the former lead singer of Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes, before shining brightly with his solo career, Teddy conquered millions of hearts with timeless love songs. His glorious career once faced a massive setback with a tragic car accident in 1982 that left him paralyzed from the waist down. Nevertheless, his resilient will brought him back to the stage in a wheelchair, an image that our channel believes profoundly inspired countless fans facing adversity in their own lives. Yet the trials of fate had not let go of this talented artist. In 2009, Teddy was diagnosed with colon cancer, a disease of older age that carries a highly severe threat to life. He bravely entered the operating room to undergo tumor removal surgery with the hope of extending his peaceful days with his family. The surgery was initially expected to completely resolve the illness, but in reality, it opened up a series of incredibly complex post-operative complications. His body, which had already endured so much damage and frailty from the accident decades prior now, became even weaker against the impacts of surgical procedures and intensive medical treatments. For 8 agonizing months following that fateful surgery, Teddy had to battle against inescapable pain and irreversible physical decline. Although the medical team tried their absolute best, the medical complications after the surgery completely shattered his immune system. Teddy passed away in January 2010. We believe that although the surgery was done with good intentions, it became the final straw for a body that had weathered far too many storms. The loss of Teddy Pendergrass is clear evidence that medicine cannot always control the limits of human endurance, leaving deep within us a profound sadness about the relentless nature of time and illness. The harshness of fate did not stop there. The third figure coming up right now, a familiar national father to millions of families in the 1990s, will surely leave you stunned and in tears. Do not take your eyes off the screen, because the most heartbreaking truths are still waiting for us ahead. James Avery, standing in the third position, is a face incredibly familiar to families who loved 1990s television shows, the veteran actor James Avery. Through his role as the strict but deeply loving Uncle Phil in the classic sitcom The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, he was not only a co-star who guided a young Will Smith, but also became the ideal father figure of American television. His warm voice, commanding presence, and gentle smile brought a sense of warmth to countless viewers. To us, James Avery represents the steadfastness of a generation of actors who always cherished family values, spreading meaningful educational messages behind simple entertainment and laughter. Contrary to his strong and protective presence on screen in his final years, James Avery had to face a very serious health issue related to his heart. In late 2013, at the age of 68, he was required to undergo open-heart surgery, a complex medical intervention method demanding absolute precision. His family and fans all placed great faith in the modern medical system, hoping the surgery would be a success so he could continue to enjoy a peaceful retirement. However, the safety margins in major cardiovascular surgeries always harbor unpredictable variables, and sadly, the worst truly happened. Right on New Year's Eve, transitioning into 2014, James Avery took his final breath due to irreversible complications immediately following that heart surgery. Our channel views this event with infinite regret because a surgery performed to save a heart was the direct cause that made its beating stop forever. The fact that a seemingly sturdy body succumbed to a post-operative complication reminds us that no matter how advanced science is, risks beyond our control still exist. His passing left an immense void in the hearts of fans, closing the life of an exemplary artist in the most heartbreaking way. Isabel Sanford. Next on the list is the great actress Isabel Sanford, whom audiences who loved the pop culture of the 70s and 80s can hardly forget. Shining brightly with her role as Louise Jefferson in the legendary sitcom The Jeffersons, she made history by becoming the first Black woman to win the prestigious Emmy Award for Outstanding Lead Actress in a comedy series. Her charm, intelligence, and ability to command the screen contributed to changing the public's perception of the image of successful Black women on television. Our perspective always honors her as a trailblazing pioneer using art to build incredibly profound humanitarian values. As she entered her twilight years, like many other elderly individuals, Isabel had to face a severe decline in her circulatory system's function. In mid-2004, when she had turned 86, doctors discovered she had a blocked artery in her neck, a dangerous condition with a high risk of leading to a stroke. To prevent this threat, she underwent a preventive surgery to clear the blood vessel. For modern medicine, this is not an unfamiliar procedure, but when performed on a body that had endured nearly 9 decades of hardship, every surgical move concealed extreme risks that no doctor could guarantee with absolute certainty. And tragedy truly unfolded right after that seemingly preventive surgery. Her health suddenly deteriorated severely, her frail body unable to withstand the trauma from the medical intervention process. She fell into a critical condition and ultimately passed away from cardiac arrest in July 2004 at the hospital. From an analytical standpoint, we believe that the surgery inadvertently accelerated the natural decline of an aging body, turning an effort to prolong life into a factor that caused a permanent farewell. This event brings a deeply reflective lesson about weighing the benefits and risks when deciding on surgery for the elderly. Howlin' Wolf. The fifth figure on today's list is a towering icon of American music, Howlin' Wolf. To those who appreciate the rustic and wild melodies of the blues, his signature growling vocals and intensely passionate performance style have become an irreplaceable legacy. He was the one who laid the solid foundation for the later development of rock and roll, inspiring countless legendary bands worldwide. In our view, Howlin' Wolf did not just sing with his voice, but he poured his soul and the ups and downs of a black man's life into every rhythm, turning pain into immortal masterpieces that stand the test of time. However, his giant stature and explosive energy on stage could not protect him from the cruel erosion of time and illness. In his final years, Howlin' Wolf had to struggle with chronic diseases, especially severe kidney dysfunction, resulting from a previous car accident. In 1976, his health condition forced him onto the operating table to undergo kidney surgery to resolve his critical state. At that time, internal organ surgery techniques still had many limitations, and administering anesthesia, as well as performing surgical interventions on a patient with a weakened physical state, was a highly risky medical gamble. The surgery did not bring the miracle that his family and fans had hoped for. Instead of improving his condition, Howlin' Wolf's body could not overcome the post-operative shock. An undiscovered brain tumor, combined with severe complications from the kidney surgery, led to heart failure, causing the great artist to pass away in early 1976. From the channel's perspective, his death reflects a poignant truth of medical history at that time when life-saving efforts sometimes inadvertently created a chain reaction that took a patient's life. Howlin' Wolf's passing left a tragic low note, but his music will remain eternal. Having only gone through 1/3 of the journey, the fragile boundary between life and death on the operating table has left us choking back our reflections. Please continue to stay with our memory vault, because the fateful story of the sixth figure, a true giant of the global music scene, will bring an infinite sense of regret that you certainly do not want to miss. Clarence Clemons, continuing our list today, is a great figure in the global music industry, a man with a giant stature and a mesmerizing saxophone sound, Clarence Clemons. To audiences passionate about the rock and roll of previous decades, Clarence, also known by the nickname The Big Man, was the indispensable soul of the E Street Band, alongside the legendary Bruce Springsteen. His saxophone sound was not merely a melody, but it was the voice of the heart, a comfort, and an immense source of spiritual strength for millions of fans. We always respectfully call him a monument, someone who used his breath to breathe life into immortal love songs, connecting countless sympathetic hearts throughout many glorious decades of his career. However, despite having the form of a flexible and incredibly energetic giant on stage, Clarence's health in his twilight years harbored highly unpredictable risks. In 2011, he suddenly suffered a stroke, a massive shock to the entire music-loving community. To save his life, doctors immediately performed an emergency brain surgery to relieve the pressure inside his skull. This was a highly complex neurological intervention, carrying the hopes of his family and millions of fans who were praying day and night for their idol's recovery. Everyone longed for that muscular figure to once again resiliently overcome the storm of illness, just as he had mastered grand stages. Sadly, a miracle did not happen for the big man. Despite the most advanced medical efforts, that fateful brain surgery could not prevent the excessively severe damage caused by the stroke. Unforeseeable post-operative complications caused him to gradually fade away and permanently depart this world just a few days later. From the analytical perspective of our memory vault, we perceive the heartbreaking fragility of human life. A giant with extraordinary strength ultimately could not defeat the harshness of the cycle of birth, aging, illness, and death, nor the limits of medicine. Clarence Clemons' passing left an eternal, sorrowful silence in the glorious symphony of modern music. Tammy Terrell, standing in the 7th position, is a radiant but prematurely faded rose of the legendary Motown record label, the talented singer Tammy Terrell. To our generation, her immortal duets with the renowned male singer Marvin Gaye, such as Ain't No Mountain High Enough or You're All I Need to Get By, have become classic melodies deeply tied to the beautiful youth memories of countless fans of 1960s soul music. Tammy possessed a crystal-clear, sweet voice that blended perfectly with a graceful performance style full of vitality. Our channel regards her not only as an outstanding singer, but also as a symbol of elegant beauty, someone who brought the purest and most sincere music to soothe souls longing for love. Yet behind that radiant smile lay a prolonged haunting and immensely painful medical tragedy. In 1967, right on stage while performing with Marvin Gaye, Tammy suddenly collapsed, marking the beginning of her days fighting a vicious brain cancer. In a desperate effort to snatch her life back from the hands of death, Tammy Terrell had to undergo a total of 8 complex neurological surgeries in just under 3 years. At a time when medical technology and brain surgery techniques had not achieved the perfection they have today, every time she went on the operating table was a time her small body had to endure incredibly profound physical and mental trauma. After a series of consecutive surgeries causing total exhaustion, the ultimate medical effort still could not defeat the growth of the malignant tumor. Tammy Terrell took her final breath in early 1970 when she had just turned 24, the most brilliant age of a person's youth. Looking back at her harsh medical journey, our memory vault cannot help but feel sorrowful and heartbroken at the bitter limitations of the medical field in the past decades. 8 surgeries did not bring a miracle, but seemingly only prolonged the agony for a talented but ill-fated destiny. Tammy's voice has stopped echoing, but the musical legacy she left behind will surely last forever, with time like a sparkling star that never fades. Koko Taylor. Moving to the 8th figure, let us remember the undisputed queen of the blues of America, Koko Taylor. With her powerful, raspy voice and a fierce, emotionally charged performance style, she shattered all gender stereotypes in a music genre that was inherently always dominated by men. Koko Taylor is living proof of endurance, the will to rise from the mud to shine brightly on major stages globally. From the perspective of the program creators, she did not just sing the blues, but was retelling the life stories of millions of impoverished black laborers, turning hardships into immense spiritual strength. She is truly a respected monument to whom mature audiences will always devote their utmost admiration. Despite her warrior spirit on stage, Koko Taylor's physical health gradually surrendered to the weight of time and diseases of old age. In the summer of 2009, at the age of 80, she was forced into the hospital in an emergency due to an incredibly dangerous gastrointestinal hemorrhage. To stop the internal bleeding that was directly threatening her life, medical experts quickly brought her to the operating table to perform a digestive system surgical intervention. Initially, the medical team announced the surgery went smoothly, igniting a great ray of hope for her family and fan community that the Queen would soon return as strongly as she always faced life's storms. However, the actual progression went completely contrary to those positive expectations. Post-operative complications suddenly struck, causing her health to plummet rapidly. The frail body of the elderly artist could not withstand the side effects and exhaustion after the major surgery. Less than 2 weeks after the day of the surgery, Koko Taylor passed away forever, leaving a massive void in the blues music world. Our channel views this event as a prime example of the extremely high-risk nature of surgery for the elderly, where a technically successful operation still cannot guarantee a biological recovery. Her passing closed a golden era, but her flame of passion will always burn brightly. Thomas Michael Ford. In the 9th position, we would like to mention a smile that once brightened millions of family living rooms, the actor Thomas Michael Ford. For audiences following American television in the 1990s, the character Tommy in the hit sitcom Martin became an endearing piece of memory that cannot be erased. Thomas brought an incredibly charming, calm acting style, but always knew how to generate hearty, simple laughs that resonated closely with everyday life. We highly value his contributions to building the image of a modern, humorous, and sincere black man on the small screen. He dedicated his prime years to bringing joy and optimism to audiences everywhere. Ironically, Thomas's real life ended with a completely unexpected medical tragedy that no one could have foreseen. In the fall of 2016, he decided to check into the hospital to undergo knee replacement surgery, a relatively common orthopedic procedure often considered to have a low risk rate. The mindset of Thomas and his family at that time was extremely optimistic. They believed that after a short period of rest and post-operative recovery, he would be able to walk normally and continue participating in new artistic projects. All preparations and the doctor's maneuvers in the operating room followed standard protocols without any warning signs of danger. However, a terribly cruel fate dealt a fatal blow right during his recovery process at the hospital. A hidden abdominal aneurysm inside his body suddenly ruptured, causing massive internal bleeding. This medical incident, arising indirectly during the post-operative phase, caused him to fall into a deep coma and pass away shortly after, at the age of 52. Our Memory Vault's perspective is that this event was truly an absolute shock. It proves that the hospital environment and seemingly simple surgeries still conceal hidden dangers threatening life. The radiant smile of Thomas Mickle Ford permanently extinguished, leaving a sorrowful lesson about the unpredictability of medicine and the fragility of human existence. William Poogie Hart. Closing the list of 5 figures in this section, let us reminisce about William Poogie Hart, the talented frontman of the band, the Delphonics. Mentioning him, the romantic souls of our age will surely fondly recall the smooth melody of the classic song, La La Means I Love You. With his soaring, incredibly soothing falsetto and top-tier vocal techniques, William pioneered the renowned Philly soul genre, mesmerizing countless generations of music lovers around the world. From the perspective of the program creators, William's music was not just songs, but audio love letters fully preserving the elegance and romance of a golden era that has passed forever. As time went by, the once majestic voice also had to yield to the inevitable laws of aging and disease. Entering his twilight years, William had to face many serious health issues, especially complications related to his respiratory system. In mid-2022, his condition worsened, forcing him to be hospitalized for an emergency in Philadelphia. Doctors diagnosed that he needed to undergo a surgical intervention to definitively treat the respiratory tract damage that was directly threatening his life. For a man who had passed the age of 77, undergoing anesthesia and surgical procedures was an incredibly difficult decision, but it was the only option to fight for his life at that moment. Regrettably, the frail body of the music legend did not have enough strength to fight back against the overwhelming pressures of the surgery. William Poogie Hart encountered a series of complex complications right during the medical intervention and gently took his last breath. The Our Memory Vault channel views his passing as an inevitably bitter consequence of the intersection between complex underlying medical conditions and surgical risks in the elderly. No matter how modern medicine is, the boundary of life and death on the operating table always remains a cruel unknown that cannot be altered. His physical body stopped after that fateful surgery, but the timeless love songs he left behind will continue to lull and soothe audiences' souls forever. Jerome Kersey. In the 11th position, we want to pay our deepest tributes to Jerome Kersey, the immensely beloved former basketball player of the Portland Trail Blazers. Throughout the 1980s and 90s, he emerged as a symbol of hard work, utmost dedication, and a fiercely passionate playing style on the hardwood. Not born into privilege, Jerome lifted himself up through extraordinary sweat and determination. To Our Memory Vault. He represents the true sportsmanship of black athletes, an exemplary model of relentless effort to overcome all background barriers and reach the pinnacle of fame and respect. Despite possessing the outstanding physique of a professional athlete, Jerome's health faced an unexpected challenge at the age of 52. In February 2015, he decided to undergo surgery on his left knee to resolve lingering injuries resulting from the aftermath of his peak playing years. According to medical assessments, this was merely a routine orthopedic intervention with a very low risk level and an expected fairly rapid recovery time. Both he and his family were in a very relaxed state of mind, believing that after the surgery, he would soon return to community activities and enjoy a peaceful life. Tragically, the safety boundaries in medicine are sometimes broken by the most silent risks. Just days after the knee surgery, a blood clot formed in a vein traveled upward and caused an incredibly severe pulmonary embolism. The sudden onset of the illness happened so quickly that doctors could not react in time, and Jerome Kersey departed this world forever. Our channel believes that this tragedy is a chilling warning about hidden post-operative complications. Even though it was a minor surgery, it still had the capacity to snatch away the life of a giant in the blink of an eye. Sean Rooks. The 12th figure is a name that left much regret in the American sports world, Sean Rooks. Possessing a towering height, Sean was once a formidable shooter in the NBA arena, dedicating himself to many major teams throughout his career. After retiring from playing, he continued to be attached to the basketball court in the role of a coach, wholeheartedly guiding young talents. In our view, Sean Rooks appeared as an exemplary teacher, a gentle giant who always used his experience to pass the torch. His legacy lies not only in the points scored, but also in how he shaped the character and professional ethics of countless athletes in future generations. Behind that seemingly invincible muscular exterior, Sean Rooks's heart had to endure silent damage after years of high-intensity physical activity. In 2016, at the age of 46, cardiovascular pathologies began to seriously threaten his life. To remedy this condition, Sean bravely entered the heart surgery room with the hope of soon regaining his health to continue standing on the coaching bench. The surgery initially followed the treatment protocol correctly, and medical signals all showed quite positive and absolutely safe progress. However, fate took an incredibly harsh turn. Just a very short time after completing the surgery, while everyone was still sighing in relief, Sean Rooks's heart suddenly stopped beating due to a myocardial infarction linked to a terrible medical complication. From the perspective of the program creators, his death reflects a poignant reality about the invisible price athletes must pay. The surgery could not save that tired heart, closing the life of a respectable man and leaving behind unfinished dreams on the practice court. Donda West. The 13th position brings us to a deeply agonizing story, the passing of Ms. Donda West. Known not only as the mother of the famous rapper Kanye West, she was also a respected intellectual, a university professor who once gave up a solid academic career to support her son's musical dreams. Our memory vault always holds immense admiration for her, a quintessential role model of a resilient Black mother using her love and profound knowledge to guide her child to the top. She was the solid backing, the most peaceful haven behind the blinding halo of the artist. The tragedy began in November 2007 when she decided to undergo a multi-procedure cosmetic surgery, including liposuction and bodily reconstruction. At the age of 58, undergoing hours-long surgical procedures inherently carried countless risks. Notably, a medical expert had previously refused to operate because they detected unstable issues with her cardiovascular system. However, the surgery was still carried out at another facility. Even though the process on the operating table was completed, the fatal mistake lay in the care phase when she was discharged to recover at home while her health condition was still unstable. Lacking professional medical supervision. Ms. Donda's health deteriorated incredibly fast. She passed away due to coronary artery disease combined with severe cosmetic post-operative complications. We believe that her death is a costly and tearful lesson about the pitfalls of the beauty industry. Trading the safety of one's life for physical appearance, along with the laxity in post-operative protocols, snatched away a great mother. This event permanently changed medical laws in the U.S., but the pain left behind can never be compensated for. Stella Obasanjo. Standing in the 14th position is an event that once shook the entire African continent, the death of the late First Lady of Nigeria, Mrs. Stella Obasanjo. Not just the wife of a president. Mrs. Stella was also a highly active social advocate, a symbol of elegance, nobility, and compassion. She used her influence to promote charitable projects, protecting the rights of poor women and children. In our eyes, she represented the beauty of soft power, an outstanding diplomat who brought the image of Nigeria to the international stage in a brilliant way. Aiming to maintain a flawless image before the public in October 2005, Mrs. Stella secretly traveled to Spain to undergo cosmetic liposuction surgery at a high-end private clinic. As someone standing at the pinnacle of fame, she had the right to choose the most luxurious medical services. However, no amount of wealth or power could act as a shield to protect her from devastating medical risks. During the surgical intervention, an extremely severe medical error occurred on the part of the surgeon, leading to irreversible bodily damage. That technical error led to a state of blood loss, acute asthma, and incredibly severe internal organ damage. The late First Lady could not survive and took her last breath right there on foreign soil. Our Memory Vault channel views this tragedy with deep reflection on the pressure to maintain beauty among women of high social status. Her death is the clearest evidence showing that cosmetic surgery is an unforgiving blade. Just a moment's mistake by a doctor on the operating table was enough to extinguish a life full of power and prestige. Ms. Jackie O. Closing our sorrowful list today at the 15th position is a contemporary cautionary tale of the reality TV star, Ms. Jackie O. Once the radiant face of the show Wild 'N Out and the devoted partner of comedian DC Young Fly Jackie, represented the generation of dynamic modern young mothers. She strived to build a glamorous personal image while being dedicated to caring for her 3 young children. To our channel, she was a woman full of ambition, but at the same time a pitiful victim of the distorted beauty standards prevalent on digital media platforms today. Under the invisible pressure to quickly regain a perfect figure after childbirth in May 2023, Jackie O flew to Miami to undergo a comprehensive cosmetic surgery package. At the age of 32, with a bright future ahead, she placed her full trust in the promising advertisements of the plastic surgery industry. After leaving the operating room, she was taken back to a hotel to rest, according to the clinic's standard protocol. However, the horrifying consequences of intervening so deeply into the body only began to reveal themselves uncontrollably at that moment. Just days after the major cosmetic surgery, she started showing exceptionally terrible complication symptoms. Severe internal trauma took her life right in that cold hotel room. Our Memory Vault channel believes that the tragic and abrupt passing of Jackie O is a fierce alarm bell. We are living in an era where the outer shell is extremely idolized, forcing women to discard their safety to chase after artificial beauty. 3 children permanently losing their mother is a price far too tragic for a decision to enhance one's beauty. Dear friends, the 15 tearful stories just now have concluded the content of today's video. Through these irreplaceable losses, we understand even more deeply the incredibly fragile boundary of human life. Any medical intervention, no matter how small, always comes with unpredictable variables. The greatest value we receive is the lesson of cherishing life, loving ourselves in the most natural way, and always being cautious before making any decisions regarding our health. The Our Memory Vault channel sincerely wishes you always have abundant health, peaceful, joyful, and fully meaningful moments alongside your families. Do not forget to press the subscribe button, like the video, and turn on the notification bell to continue accompanying us in our upcoming stories. Goodbye, and see you again.